Also among the biggest backers of Donald Trump's campaign has been one of the richest individuals in the world, that's Elon Musk. It's been mutual admiration through the last couple of years now, and speculation is that there's a big role for Elon Musk in the Donald Trump administration ahead. Trump even put out a special mention of Musk in his victory address at Palm Beach, Florida in the wee hours of Wednesday.
Oh, let me tell you, we have a new star. A star is born, Elon. Now he is. Now he's an amazing guy. We were sitting together tonight.
The Musk-Trump bond homie goes back to 2022 after Musk bought Twitter and changed its name to X. One of the first moves Musk had made then was restoring Donald Trump's banned X account. He even ran a poll titled "The People Have Spoken," which said nearly 52% of more than 15 million X users wanted the ban to be lifted. Musk has been intimately involved in Trump's re-election bid since virtually turning X into a campaign platform. He donated $75 million to Trump's Political Action Committee, also known as PAC, to pave the way for his return to the White House, and announced a $1 million giveaway to voters in swing states for signing a petition. Now, besides the funds, Elon Musk has openly supported Donald Trump's candidature in podcasts, interviews and social media posts. He even hosted an X Space with the former president and appeared at several of his campaign rallies. Now, Elon Musk's alliance with Trump has been widely publicized too, with the two appearing together at campaign rallies and events. Musk's visibility during the election has further solidified his influence. Trump has been more than ready to return the favor. In fact, at several points during the campaign, he has hinted that he would consider Elon Musk for a cabinet role or an advisory post if he won, which he has now. Now, Trump also voiced intentions to have Musk lead an audit of government waste. It extends to big potential positives for Musk's businesses ahead, from touching regulatory issues to lower tax rates and more government contracts for Musk's companies. There can be no missing out, however, on China and Russia's angles here and as possible conflicts of interest that may arise. Musk's Tesla relies heavily on China as a production base and also market. He even echoed Beijing's line on Taiwan. He has taken a pro-Kremlin stance on the Russia-Ukraine war and has reportedly even spoken to Putin on the matter. Irrespective of the China and Russia ties, though, it's a given now that billionaire Elon Musk will have a big role and say in the Donald Trump administration, and there's a big conjecture and guesswork on the picture that arises from that reality. And to get us some perspective, Christopher Hale is joining us on this broadcast. He's a Democrat strategist. He's joining us from Washington, D.C. Christopher, good to see you again.
Thank you for having me. It's been a rough night for me and my crew here in Washington, but I'm glad to break it down with you and your guests this morning.
Absolutely. I thought so. It must have been a long, rough night. And my first question to you is, did Donald Trump do something right, or did Kamala Harris do something wrong?
A bit of both. A bit of both. I think that Donald Trump really has historically, over the past decade, built a movement that is centered on folks that Democrats used to have quite a bit of success with, white working class. And now, let's be very clear, this is a multiracial working class coalition. I think my party has been slow to respond to that. We've seen that there's really a emphasis on social issues in this party. We ran on abortion rights. We ran on democracy. Those did not come high in the pecking order as the issues of inflation and immigration, the two I's. So I think that Trump has historically reached into these issues. And we always said that if this was a policy-based election, Donald Trump would win. It seems that this was a policy-based election, but it's based on the policies that he wanted to talk about. So I think that, yes, I think that I've been in Democratic politics for 15 years. This is probably the lowest point that we've seen with our party. There's going to be a lot of reckoning over the next really 100 days here.
Right. And since you said that it seems to be this was a policy-based election, why do you think Kamala Harris fared the way she did? Because there was a lot of speculation that even if Kamala Harris had good policies, she herself could not definitely formulate them. Would you agree with that now?
I think one of the biggest things that hamstringed Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, was the positions that she took in 2019 and 2020 in the lead up to the 2020 election and primary there. I think that if we could, using a Mitt Romney phrase, etch-a-sketch away a portion of our history, it would be that 2019-2020 primary. Really, our party went well to the left of the electorate and some of the proposals that they took. Look, in Pennsylvania, I saw time and again an ad about Kamala Harris misrepresenting, but taking a portion of the 2019-2020 primary, which she suggested that she supported transition surgeries for biological men in prison. And the argument was simple. Donald Trump is for you. Kamala Harris is for they, them. And I think that message resonated deeply throughout this country.
Yeah, it did seem like that. All right, let's talk about the future a little, Christopher. How different do you think the 45th presidency was and how it panned out? How different is the 47th presidency going to be?
Look, I think that we have to reset. We need to touch some grass. I've been preaching from this hymnal for a long time. I think that I think the reason Joe Biden won this election, several things, is I think that his willingness to moderate and upsetting the left-wing factions of the party was important. I think it's the reason that he won Pennsylvania. I think it's the reason he won Georgia. We have to put our finger to the wind and realize that the population is socially to the right of where the Democratic Party is, the establishment party of the party is, and also to where, strangely enough, the electorates to the left economically. You saw in Missouri 3 amazing things happen last night. Number one, they decided to make the minimum wage $15. They doubled the minimum wage in Missouri. Number two, they effectively banned abortion with very little limits. And 3, they elected Josh Hawley. So they elected a Republican. They went to the right on social issues, and they went to the left on economic issues. I think that there's going to have to be some lessons from these states and realize that economic populism, a working class populism, a colorblind populism is probably the pathway forward.
Right. All right, Christopher, if you can still hear me, I would also want to ask you, I might be overly optimistic in asking this, but do you think that the kind of speech, the victory speech we heard from Donald Trump, where he talked about unity and talked about in great length about how the future of America is going to enter a golden era, do you, as a Democrat, find it optimistic? All right, I'm being told we have...
I heard the same thing from... Oh, yeah, I heard the same thing from him. Yes. Yeah, sorry. I heard the same thing from him election night 2016. November 9th, 2016. He came down, shocked after he beat Hillary. We were less shocked last night. He talked about unity. And that mature Donald Trump lasted about 30 seconds. This man has zero impulse control. So I do not think the unity message will last long. I will say this. I'll do 2 things that he didn't do in 2020. I congratulate him. I acknowledge him as duly elected president. I think we should honor the results of this election. But I do not think that unity is an operative word right now in this country. I think there's a lot of intense concern and division. And I'm a man of prayer. I'll pray that he takes a different pathway. But Donald Trump's 80 years old. I don't see him changing much in this 4-year term.
Right. Christopher, before I let you go, I know this is too early to ask and I'm putting you on the spot and I apologize beforehand for it. Do you think Kamala Harris will run again for the U.S. presidency seat?
No. I have tremendous respect for Vice President Harris. Last night was her last run at elected office. I think that you can't come back from a defeat like that. In this country, at least in this party, the trauma of losing to Donald Trump is really a non-negotiable. I think that there's the sense of the 2028 candidate for the Republican Party is probably going to run in the image and likeness of Donald Trump. So I think in my party, you get one shot. You get one shot to win the general election. So I think that her political career will end on January 20th.
Big words there, Christopher. Thank you so much for joining us here on WION. It has been a pleasure speaking to you throughout the campaign trail on election day and, of course, post-election. Good to speak to you.
It won't be boring. We'll talk soon.
Yes, absolutely.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.